Hey guys, it's Miss Bragg. So I wanted to give you an explanation of what we're doing today in Dragon Time for this week. Notice I'm on my first periods class, but that's totally fine. So we're going to go over to 823. For you, it might say something different, but it will say DT Expansion of Islam. So if we notice, it's due on Friday at 4 p.m. So you have a little bit of time, even after school on Friday. You shouldn't need it. This should be very simple. All right, I'm recording the video now, that's why there's no link. So we're going to click on the link to open up the activity. It'll ask you to sign with your Google account, and it may ask you to register. It probably will. It just depends on if you've used this app before. I have, so it's not going to make me do that, I don't think. We're going to click register and then work on the activity. Now, this is very interesting in that it has the article on the left and the questions on the right. So you can literally scroll through the article on one side and then scroll through the questions on the other. So they're back to back. It's almost like opening up two windows, doing like the split screen of the tabs or the separate windows on Google, like where you would have one on one side and then one on the other. This allows you to do it in just one app. And also, many of the questions are self-grading. So when you turn it in, it'll actually tell you if you get them right or wrong. So the article to read is on the left and the questions are on the right. So you're going to work on this, answer the questions, and when you are done, you are going to submit the assignment and work on anything you may have to do for social studies, literacy, math, science, or related arts. So if you didn't get the vocabulary done on last Thursday, if you didn't get the map activity done on Friday for some reason, this gives you more time to do it. So I'm going to click on Expansion of Islam. All right, so it'll pop up with play this. I've already signed in. I've already registered my account, so I don't have to worry about that. This is really nice in that I don't have to print out any of the readings. I can just do this. All right, so we can see here we have the questions on this side. I have some hints in here to help you. Things about the maps. Oh, look, you have the map right there. Perfect thing there. What is the main idea of the Spread of Islam reading? Write a direct quote from the Spread of Islam reading that best summarizes the said main idea. Pick the 3 quotes below that support the claim the Empire of Islam expanded through military conquest. So you're going to pick 3. Complete the sentence below, which shows a similarity in the early leadership of Islam. So we have some fill in the blanks. We have some word drag and drops. And then we have a short answer question. Think about it. At the Battle of Tours, Muslim expansion was halted. Given that the majority of the population in early America was of European descent, notes we're saying when people first came to the United States from Europe, how could this have affected America if this battle was lost by the Europeans? Okay, so we have all of our questions on this side, so this is showing us things we need to look for as we read. So we are going to be reading about the spread of Islam. We have the map up here. This is the age of caliphs or caliphs. I think it's supposed to be pronounced caliph, but caliph works just as well. The expansion under Muhammad is our darkest color. That's from 622 to 632. So he got all of this land in 10 years for his empire and spread of religion. And then the first 3 caliphs or caliphs, 632 to 661. So that's like 29 years. That's this peach color. So look, they've gotten a lot more land there. And then when we get to this pale color here, like a pale yellow, that is the Umayyad dynasty. Umayyad dynasty. That is from 661 to 750. So they got a lot more of North Africa. They got some more of the Middle East. They even got a lot of modern-day Spain and Portugal. So for the early leadership of Islam, after Muhammad's death, his followers had to choose a new leader. Unlike Muhammad, the leaders who followed were political, not religious leaders. Despite struggles over leadership and a civil war, the first few caliphs, this is the Arabic word for successor, the highest leader of Islam, after Muhammad greatly expanded Muslim lands. Along with the spread of the Arabic language, the acceptance of the religion of Islam helped unify this vast empire. Ooh, that sentence could be important over here. Could be important over here. All right, so the first caliph or caliph was Abu Bakr. Abu Bakr. He was ruler from 632 to 634. The first caliph, the highest leader of Islam, was Abu Bakr, one of Muhammad's first converts, one of the first people to convert to Islam. Abu Bakr led military forces against Arab tribes who did not follow Muhammad's teachings. Though through many battles, he unified the Arabian Peninsula for the first time as a Muslim state. So now they're unified under the same Islamic religion. The new Arab army quickly conquered the Eastern Persian and Western Byzantine empires. Taking some of that Byzantine land. He made treaties with non-Muslims who lived in captured territories. Non-Muslims, often Christians and Jews, were tolerated but had to follow rules. For example, Christians and Jews were not able to build houses of worship in Muslim cities. In this period, there was a split in the Islamic community over the murder of Hussein, Muhammad's grandson, who was expected to lead the empire after Abu Bakr. This incident initiated disagreements, resulting in today's Sunni and Shia branches of Islam. Shia Muslims believe that only blood relatives of Muhammad should rule as caliph. Today, Shia Muslims comprise around 20% of the Muslim population. That number is slightly lower. Just know that they are the minority. They are the small group. So the second one is Caliph Umar. So Caliph Umar further expanded the Muslim empire through military efforts. Under his leadership, the empire gained resources and goods while spreading the religion of Islam. Muslim lands included Iraq, Persia, the Eastern Mediterranean, and North Africa. So he's getting a lot of this land. He set up governments and tax systems in new provinces. A province is a new area. So he's creating new areas within the government. He's setting up, or within the empire. He's setting up governments and tax systems to make it valuable and worthwhile in the country that they're creating. He also continued religious tolerance, allowing Jews and Christians to worship there. However, they had to pay tribute or religious taxes. Caliph Umar died in 644. So, notice that Christianity and Judaism, they're being allowed to exist. Part of this, a lot of reasons for this, you will see throughout our notes and on the activity we are going to do later comparing the religions, is actually that Jews, Christians, and Muslims, they all worship the same God, and they all are following some of the same essential beliefs. Okay, these are all coming from the same Abrahamic teachings. So these are all coming from the word of Abraham. They're just doing it differently. Okay, that is why the Muslims are allowing Jews and Christians to still worship in the area. Right? They are considered people of the book, meaning that they all are coming from the same teachings. They all are Abrahamic. They all started in the same place. Just something to think about as we go on. So Caliph Uthman, he was the leader from 644 to 656. He was the first of many members of the Umayyad clan to lead. Uthman created an official edition of the Quran, which is their holy book, which further unified the empire under one holy book. So now they're all unified under the same holy book, like Christians being unified under the Bible, or Jews being unified under the readings of the Torah. However, when he awarded high posts to his relatives and provinces started to feel treated unfairly, rebellion spread. He was killed in 656. Did a couple good things, did some not good things. Sounds like a lot of leaders. So Caliph Ali, who was Muhammad's cousin and son-in-law, led from 656 to 661. So leaders aren't leading a very long time, if you're noticing. Ali ibn Abi Talib reluctantly agreed to become the fourth caliph. Some Umayyad clan members challenged his rule, creating a civil war. When Ali tried to stop the rebellion through negotiation, some Muslims disagreed, and Ali was murdered in 661. A new caliph from the Umayyad claimed leadership. So the Umayyads start to expand and create unity amongst the groups. After Ali's death, Umayyad leader Muawiyah, I apologize if I mispronounced that, became caliph. He effectively put down the revolt of the Ali supporters. Although the Sunni Muslims, who believe that any qualified devout Muslim can lead, they don't have to be related to Muhammad somehow, even though they accepted Ali, the Shia, who believed that only blood relatives of Muhammad could lead, rejected him. Shia translates to party of Ali. The Umayyad dynasty ruled for the next 750 years under various caliphs. So, meaning it wasn't the same guy for 750 years. Duh, that's impossible. There's multiple people claiming that title. Remember, caliph is just a title. Just like king, just like emperor, just like president. It's just an extra name for a leader. During this period, the Umayyads moved the Muslim capital from the city of Medina to Damascus in modern Syria, and continued to expand the empire into Central Asia and in northern India. They gained control of trade in the eastern Mediterranean and part of North Africa, moving into Spain. Muslims would continue to rule parts of Spain for another 700 years. We're going to talk about how they actually lose control of Spain later on in the school year. In 732, Muslims were stopped from further spreading into Europe at the Battle of Tours. Okay, you've got Tours, France right here. We've got the stopping, got the spread out. You see it on the map up here. After 21 years of Umayyad expansion, Frankish King Martel is credited with organizing troops and defeating a massive Muslim army. Now, some of the Muslim achievements or accomplishments included building capitals in both the west and east of the vast Muslim lands. The cities of Cordoba in modern Spain and Baghdad of modern Iraq became centers for culture and learning. Especially in Cordoba, you had Muslim, Jewish, and Christian scholars all sharing ideas and making a lot of advancements in art, science, and technology. Now I'm just going to take a pause over here and show you this picture and talk about this. So, the Mezquita Mosque Cathedral in Cordoba, Spain, was originally a church. So it was originally a Christian church. But when Muslims conquered Spain in 711 CE, they split it in half for Muslims and Christians to both use the place of worship. This lasted until about 784. So again, we have this situation similar to what happened with the Hagia Sophia in Constantinople, where when the area is taken over, instead of just destroying this religious building, they repurpose it and make it useful for the Islamic religion and not just Christianity. While in Constantinople, it was completely changed over to a mosque. Here in Spain, it was split in half, where half of it would stay for Christians, the other half would stay for Muslims. Right? Again, this piece especially is showing tolerance to other religions that actually are sharing ideas. Again, they're people of the book. You have Jews and Christians sharing many similar ideas to Muslims, at least at the beginning, and that is allowing them to work together. All right, getting back to here. Like Muslim rulers after Muhammad, the Umayyads did not force people to worship Islam. However, many of them converted willingly. Islam united the diverse empire with a common religion, okay, that common religion being Islam, and the Arabic language enabled the vast empire to communicate ideas. Okay, we've talked about language being a crucial piece of unification in an empire before. All right, we've talked about how Latin and in the Byzantine Empire also Greek allowed for the empire to work together and be a cohesive empire. It let them stay together because they could all converse and talk and trade and share, right? Remember, if the rules are written in one language and everyone else speaks or reads a different language, it's not a working empire, because you're not going to have that sharing of ideas. It's not going to work properly. Furthermore, the use of the universal Arab coin allowed for goods to be traded and bought more efficiently. Okay, so this is one of the areas where we're seeing a standardized unit of currency, which makes it so much easier for trade and things like that to happen. This slide 3 is just the questions, but I've translated them and put them over here on the side. So again, we have the questions over here on the side. According to the map key on the Spread of Islam reading, what does number 1 on the map represent? Okay. What does number 2 on the map represent? What does number 3 on the map represent? All right, for that 1, 2, and 3, if you're not sure, well, it's down here in the picture. All right, instead of having you write it, I'm having you click out of multiple choice options. I figured that was easier. Okay, everyone's are going to be a little shuffled, so it's fine. What is the main idea of the Spread of Islam reading? And answer this question in a complete sentence. All right, so what was the main idea of the reading? If you get stuck, I put a hint. You can click it, try and figure it out. Question number 5 is saying to write a direct quote from the Spread of Islam reading that best summarizes the main idea. So you write your main idea up here, then you find a quote from the reading and you type it in here. You are not able to copy paste in this. You are not. The only options you have are to zoom in and out. You cannot copy paste from the other side. You have to type it. All right, but I gave you the option for bold. I put in rich text so you could edit it a little bit to your heart's content. Question 6 is saying to pick the 3 quotes below that support the claim, the Empire of Islam expanded through military conquest. All right, that means battling, conquering, taking over land, taking over other areas. So you're looking for the 3, count it 3, 1, 2, 3 sentences that actually explain them taking over land. All right, so we're going to and then for number 7, we're going to complete the sentence below, which shows a similarity in the early leadership ideas of Islam. According to the reading, Muslims did not blank conquered people to convert to blank. So what did they do with conquered people? What did they not do to the conquered people? Question number 8 is telling us to place the different groups of Islam into the correct spaces in the sentence. You only have 2 spaces and you have 5 options. So what were the 2 types of Islam and what was different about them? Blank Muslims believe that Muslims who are blood relatives of Muhammad are the most qualified successors, while blank Muslims believe any devout Muslim is qualified to lead the empire. All right, you can find that in the reading. And then number 9 is a think about it question. You actually have to think. Oh my gosh, terrifying, you have to think, but you can do it. You're in 7th grade social studies. I know you can think. At the Battle of Tours, Muslim expansion was halted. That means it stopped. They were defeated. They could not spread anymore. Given that the majority of the population in early America, meaning the United States, when Britain was setting it up as colonies, was of European descent, how could this have affected America if this battle was lost by the Europeans? So if the Muslims won that battle and they continued to spread into Europe, how could that have affected us as the United States? All right, think about that. Think about how that would have affected us. And then when you're done answering everything, you're going to hit submit. Then you can close out and work on anything you have to do for another class. Work on vocabulary if you didn't finish it on Thursday. Work on the map activity if you didn't finish that from Friday. I don't know how you didn't finish that, but you might not have. Work on anything you might have gotten in literacy today, or math, or science, or anything from related arts that you were supposed to do over the weekend, but you didn't because it was the weekend. All right, guys, have a great rest of your day. Go ahead and get this done, and I will talk to you later.